or good afternoon, depending on when you're seeing this. We're over at DTW Engines Harlow today, down here with the Mosler engine. Time to get it on the dyno. It's been in, had a full rebuild courtesy of Ed. That's what he's been squirreling away at for the last couple of months. Time now obviously to get it on the dyno, check things out, see if it's running how it should, make sure everything's playing ball so that we can move on to the next stage, which is obviously get it back onto the car, into the car, and onto rolling road as well, and then back hopefully into test mode. As you might be able to hear in the background, it's up and running. We're on day 2 as it is at the moment. Obviously we wanted to get yesterday out of the way, get the engine onto the dyno, get everything dialed in and sorted out, make sure that everything works before we start talking and spending time on video. So without further ado then, we'll have a wander inside, maybe catch up with Ed at some point as well, because he brought the engine down. He's worked on it at his workshop actually, and yeah, so let's get inside and have a little bit of a look around, see what the place is like. They're absolutely amazing in terms of support. We've had brackets that have needed making and they've brought them out of nowhere. It's been really, really good experience so far. So these guys are really worth getting in touch with if engines is your requirement. So let's go and take a look, see what we can get into today.
Yeah, so I got down, brought the engine down in an engine transport cradle. We've offloaded it onto their custom-made plate and trolley, which mats up to the dyno. They had to make some new engine stands because the ones they had weren't quite right, so they fabbed up some of them.
Been really
as well.
Accommodating, haven't they?
So good,
really fast, fast, getting things sorted and dialed in.
Nothing's been a problem.
Yeah,
no, they've been
really
great.
Good, really good.
So now, yeah, the engine's on. We've done a few sort of test setups. We've got all the got everything checked, gone through, made sure there's no leaks, which pleased to say there haven't been any problems. We've
enjoyed taking the airbox off and on
set all the throttle
times, haven't we?
Throttle linkages, eight throttle linkages to set up to get them flowing correctly. Is a time-consuming job, isn't it?
It is, yeah. A lot of the time at the dyno, especially on the day 1, isn't running an engine, is it? It's getting the engine on and, like you say, making sure everything's there for a start. Finding out what we need in order to get it to work. As you might be able to hear in the background, it is up and running at the moment with some fury, so that's nice to hear.
That sounds like probably about 6,500, I reckon that was. It was, we're not far off the limit on that.
Okay. Should we have a wander in then?
I think let's go and have a look.
See what's going on.
Yeah. Behind this hunky great glass door that's about 6 inches thick is where the actual dyno cell is. The engine's currently in there.
This will come.
And if we move in there to just to the left is where the control room is for it, where they're working away, currently running it over and over, getting the ignition set, getting the fueling set, and just working up in stages, working through the map, working through the RPM range, working through the throttle sites, getting everything set just right for each level the engine will be running at. And then eventually we'll hopefully do some nice power runs, full sweeps, and see what the engine's putting out. And we've all put our little bets on what we think it'll be, so we'll see who gets the cupcake prize at the end of the day for that one.
Right, let me just pop it in the corner. Okay, so found a quiet spot just away from the engine. A bit of an update. Obviously we've been running the engine now this morning, getting things dialed in, and we're starting our way now up through the rev range, looking at what sort of performance figures we can get. So far, sounding really nice. Don't know whether you can hear that in the background, hopefully you can. Sounding really crisp, really nice. Sounds like the rebuild's been very successful, and so far we're seeing promising numbers as well. So let's see how the day goes, and we'll come back to you with an update at the end.
So we've just finished on the engine dyno. Yesterday, a bit of a struggle, new build of the engine as we all know, so we're trying to dial in ignition advance, looking at the throttle bodies, the linkages we're playing. We've had a bit of a nightmare with those linkages for a while, so they were fighting us. We've gone through all that this morning, coming with fresh heads this morning, balanced up lovely, got exhaust temperatures perfect on both sides, balance of the fuel's perfect on both sides, so we moved on to starting to map the engine, cross the ignition and fuel, all RPMs, all throttle positions. Had a really good day on it. We're going to keep the number for now. Surprise! Watch this space. But let's just say it's making really good power. We've had a fantastic time on the dyno. It's ready to get back in the race car, and we're going to be out sometime soon.
What do you want to do about?
I'll just pretend I'm doing something like that.